Welcome to Security Controls, CompTIA Security Plus Exam Prep on YouTube. This is SY0-701 1.1. My name is KD, and this is CyberDefend Lab. Part 1, Introduction to Security Controls 1.1. You ever notice how security controls are just like parenting rules? Everybody knows they need them, but nobody actually wants to follow them. Imagine a kid sneaking cookies from a jar while a parent has a no cookies before dinner sign taped to the refrigerator. See what I mean? You tell people don't do this or don't do that, but the second you turn around, boom, someone's breaking the rules. Same thing happens in cybersecurity. We set up policies, firewalls, training programs, and somehow Carl in accounting still falls for a phishing email offering free Bitcoin. Here's your situation. Now, if you're studying for Security Plus, you're probably drowning in meaningless words right now. Totally drowning. Words like technical, managerial, operational, physical. What is this? Some kind of superhero squad? The Fantastic Four of cybersecurity? That sounds cool, right? Yeah, except the exam isn't handing out capes. It's handing out tricky, confusing questions that you have to get right. But here's the deal. By the end of this video, you won't just understand security controls, you'll remember them so well you could explain them to your grandma and get her Security Plus certified. If your grandma starts throwing around terms like compensating controls at Thanksgiving dinner, you know we did something right. YouTube is the key to your success, and that's exactly why you're learning here on YouTube. Look, if you're tired of overpriced boot camps and boring textbooks that put you to sleep faster than a bad movie on Netflix, Prime, or Hulu, then stick with our YouTube playlist. This is where the real learning happens. Which is better? Expensive boot camp that's $2,000 plus compared to our CyberDefend Lab on YouTube, $0. Yes, YouTube wins every single time. You can replay, you can pause, you can rewind. It's all here. And if you're serious about passing Security Plus, you're going to want to hit that subscribe button because this playlist, this is your cheat code to crushing the exam. Smash that subscribe button and keep watching. All right. Now that you know why this is the best place to study for Security Plus, let's break down security controls in a way that actually makes sense. No fluff, not too much tech speak, just straight up knowledge that sticks. You ready? Let's do this. Part 2, Understanding Security Controls. What are security controls? All right, let's break this down in a way that actually makes sense. Imagine you're at a nightclub. The music's pumping. The lights are flashing. Good times, right? But security. Oh, security is everywhere. And whether you realize it or not, nightclubs use all 4 types of security controls, just like in cybersecurity. Real life example. Think about it. Bouncers at the door. That's physical controls, stopping shady people before they even get inside. Security cameras watching the crowd. That's detective controls, catching rule breakers in action. House rules like no drinks on the dance floor. That's managerial controls, trying to stop chaos before it starts. And the club's official security team breaking up fights, that's operational controls, actively handling problems when things go sideways. Imagine one guy tries to sneak in. Boom, bouncer stops him. Another guy is caught stealing drinks by a security camera. A sign says no jumping on tables, but someone's doing it anyway. Security guards rush in to break it up. See? Security controls aren't some complex mystical thing. They're just rules, barriers, and enforcement tactics, whether it's protecting a nightclub or your company's data. The problem. But here's the problem. Most people overcomplicate security controls. They see terms like technical, managerial, detective, and they start panicking like they're about to take the SATs again. Relax. At the end of the day, all security controls are just structured ways to stop bad people. That's it. Some use technology, Some use policies, some rely on people, but they all serve the same goal: keeping threats out and operations safe. YouTube is the key to your success. And this is exactly why learning on YouTube is your best bet. You can pause, you can rewind, and replay until it finally clicks. Try doing that with an overpriced bootcamp. Not happening. Subscribe to our CyberDefend Lab for Security Plus Mastery. Part 3. The major categories of security controls. Technical controls. All right, let's talk technical controls. The digital bodyguards of cybersecurity. And let's be real. The MVP here is the firewall. Imagine a bouncer checking IDs at the door, but instead of asking for IDs, they just wave people away for no reason. Firewalls are like doormen for your computer, except instead of checking IDs, they just straight up deny people they don't like. Example: sorry, you're not on the guest list. You're not on the guest list. Access denied. Examples of technical controls. Other technical controls. Antivirus software, because even your computer needs a flu shot. Encryption, because no one should be able to read your messages unless they have the secret decoder ring. And access control lists, ACLs, basically VIP lists for your network. What if you don't understand technical controls? If you don't understand technical controls, get ready to fail every Security Plus question on access control. Yeah, don't be that person. Learn your technical controls here, right here. Managerial controls. Next up, managerial controls. If you've ever had a boss who makes rules nobody follows, congrats. You already understand how these work. Imagine a boss posts a no coffee at desk policy, while everyone around him sips coffee without a care in the world. See? Just like in cybersecurity, rules don't work unless people follow them. Examples of managerial controls. These controls include security policies, aka the rulebook, risk assessments, figuring out what could go wrong, and audits, checking if people actually followed the rules. Spoiler alert, they usually don't. Why should you understand all of these controls? Here's the thing: if you don't understand these, good luck with compliance related questions on the Security Plus exam. You want to pass? Master managerial controls. Simple as that. Okay? Operational controls. Controls are all about people actually doing stuff. Security training, incident response, background checks. The things that should happen but usually don't until it's too late. Now imagine a manager announces a fire drill. Of course, nobody moves. Cut to 5 minutes later, the fire alarm goes off, and now everyone's sprinting in panic. Security training is just like office fire drills. Nobody takes them seriously until their pants are actually on fire. Examples of operational controls. These controls include security awareness, because clicking phishing links should be illegal. Incident response, what to do when things go south, and background checks, so we don't hire hackers to run security. Physical controls. All right, last but not least, physical controls. This is the part where cybersecurity meets real-world security. Imagine a security guard at a front desk, dozing off with a cup of coffee in his hand. A security guard is basically a human firewall, except they do need their coffee breaks. Examples of physical controls. Examples: locked doors, because password 123 isn't enough. Fences, to keep out sketchy people. And surveillance cameras, aka detective controls in physical form. Let's briefly recap part 3. Bottom line: you don't need to overthink security controls. Just think nightclub, office rules, training drills, and locked doors. Boom, you got it. Like and subscribe to our CyberDefend Lab for more Security Plus prep. Part 4. The 6 types of security controls. First one: Preventive controls. All right, let's start with preventive controls because stopping bad things before they happen is kind of the whole point in security, right? Imagine a locked front door with a massive keep out sign. A random guy jiggles the handle, then shrugs and walks away. Locked front door, that's prevention at work. Just like in cybersecurity, we will use firewalls to block traffic. Door locks stop intruders, and security guards to check IDs before letting people in. Let me say that again. Just like in cybersecurity, we use firewalls to block traffic. Door locks stop intruders, and security guards to check IDs before letting people in. And security guards to check IDs before letting people in. Why is all this important? But here's where people mess up on the Security Plus exam. They confuse preventive controls with detective controls. Test question. Give one example of a detective control. Answer, firewall? Nope. Firewalls block, they don't detect. That's why getting this right matters. Don't worry, I got you. Let's continue to detective controls. Detective controls. Now, detective controls, they don't stop anything. They just sit there, watching, recording, and telling you what already happened. Imagine a nosy neighbor peeking through blinds with binoculars. Detective controls are like nosy neighbors, useless for prevention, but great at gossiping about what already went down. Examples of detective controls. They include security cameras, system logs, and IDS, intrusion detection systems, all things that scream, hey, just so you know, something bad already happened. Corrective controls. All right, say prevention failed and detection spotted the problem. What now? That's where corrective controls step in, fixing the mess after it happens. Now imagine someone spilling coffee all over their laptop. Then they grab a backup drive and restore everything like nothing ever happened. Corrective controls are like Control Z or reverse course of cybersecurity, undoing damage like it never happened. Examples of corrective controls. These include restoring from a backup after a ransomware attack, removing a virus, or changing passwords after a breach. Deterrent controls. Now, deterrent controls, they don't physically stop anyone, but they scare them away, like a big beware of dog sign when you don't even own a dog. Imagine a delivery guy approaching a gate with a huge sign that reads, warning, attack dog on duty. Then there's a small, fluffy poodle that gently barks in the background. See? It's all about perception. Deterrents make attackers think twice. Example of deterrent controls. These include warning signs, fake security cameras, and even the threat of termination if someone violates a policy. Compensating controls. Compensating controls is when you don't have the ideal solution, but you got to make something work. Imagine a restaurant where a customer asks for Coca-Cola and the server says, "We have Pepsi. Is that okay?" Not ideal, but it gets the job done. Examples of compensating controls. Say a critical software patch isn't available yet. Instead of leaving your system vulnerable, you set up a firewall rule to block suspicious traffic. That's a compensating control. Security Plus exam tip. Here's a test tip. Compensating controls are usually temporary fixes. If an exam question asks for a permanent solution, this is most likely not your answer. Directive controls. Finally, we got directive controls, which are basically suggestions. They tell people what to do, but let's be honest, people don't always listen. Imagine a slow down road sign. A car zooms past it at full speed. See? It's a directive control. Technically a rule, but only works if people actually follow it. Examples of directive controls. These include security training, compliance policies, and authorized personnel only signs. Okay, let's briefly recap part 4. All right, so here's the deal. Security controls are not rocket science. Just think. Block it, preventive controls. Watch it, detective controls. Fix it, corrective controls. Scare them, deterrent controls. Compensate, compensating controls. And direct, directive controls. Boom, you got it. Like and subscribe for more Security Plus prep on CyberDefend Lab. Part 5. Why this matters for Security Plus. Alright, you made it this far, which means you're already ahead of most Security Plus test takers. And that's huge because this exam isn't about memorizing random definitions. It's about understanding how security controls actually work. Motivational boost. If you keep watching this CyberDefend Lab series of Security Plus exam prep videos on YouTube, you'll pass Security Plus like a boss. No second guessing, no confusion, just pure confidence when you walk into that test center. Imagine yourself confidently finishing and passing your Security Plus exam, fist pumping on the way out. And guess what? This is just the beginning. Keep rolling through this playlist, and by the time you're done, you'll be dropping security knowledge like a cybersecurity pro. Why continue studying with our playlist on YouTube? Listen, the difference between passing and failing isn't luck. It's understanding these concepts at a deep level. You can't just memorize terms and hope for the best. That's how people end up retaking the exam. And trust me, you don't want that. Exam retake fee, probably a minimum of $392. Yeah, no thanks. But you're here, you're learning, and you're putting yourself in the best position to pass on the first try. So here's what you do next. Smash that like button, subscribe to CyberDefend Lab, and most importantly, watch the next video in this series so you keep building on what you just learned. Final message, don't stop, keep going. Look, you've already put in the work watching this video, so don't stop now. You've built your momentum and we're just getting started. Imagine a runner mid-race about to cross the finish line, then stopping right before the end. The crowd says, "Don't stop, keep going." You wouldn't stop right before the finish line, would you? Same thing here. Click the next video in this playlist and let's keep crushing Security Plus together. Remember, YouTube is the key to your success. And while you're here, smash that like button, especially if you learned something today. Subscribe to CyberDefend Lab and hit the bell icon so you don't miss any of our exam crushing content. Be sure to turn on notifications so you never miss a Security Plus exam tip. Feel free to comment now. And if this video helped you, let me know in the comments. Go watch the next video and let's get you Security Plus certified. Once again, my name is KD.